Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have an awesome recipe for each and every one of you. It's a new sweets recipe. I'm going to be putting together an almond barfi. I've never done an almond barfi on my channel, so I decided that this would be the perfect time to go ahead and share it with the Navratri season coming along. Now, this is not the traditional way of making barfi or like that Trini way of making barfi. It's a little bit different. I added some tips, some tricks, and I tried to make it as simple as possible so this way you can get that perfect texture at home. Before we get into the recipe, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to Pandit Kesh over at Puja Mall. If you want to go ahead and check out Puja Mall, they're located at 12616 111th Avenue in South Ozone Park, New York. I'm going to leave their phone number right here, address right here, as well as in the description box. And you'll also see it on my social media when I post about them and post about these outfits that I got. You'll see everything there for their contact information. Make sure you go ahead and check them out because they have lots of amazing men's outfits, women's outfits, kids outfits, and they also have puja items, of course. If you check them out, Pandit Kesh is very helpful. He has a lot of different items, and if he doesn't, he can try to source it for you. And not to mention, if you're always in need of Indian outfits, he always has great sales and he always takes care of his customers. So to make this almond barfi, it's very simple. Like I said, we're starting off in a heavy bottom pot, and I'm going to go ahead and add in my granulated sugar. If you wanted to use brown sugar for this, you can. Just know that it's going to take a little longer to boil. We're also going to be going in with our water. I wanted to let you all know that if you wanted one of these awesome pots, you can go ahead and contact Victoria Cast Iron for all of these pots. I have the Amazon link in the description box right below the video. It's a nice little 5-quart pot, perfect for making sweets or small batches of different items. I really enjoyed it, and being that it's non-stick, it was perfect to make this barfi so the milk powder doesn't stick. And at this point, I'm going to flavor it a little bit. I'm going to be going in with some ground cardamom or elychee. If you wanted to use the fresh cardamom seeds, you can add those in. And if you wanted to add in a little bit of nutmeg, you can also put that in as well at this step. We're just going to stir this together and we're going to bring it up to a rolling boil. I'm also going in with a little bit of almond essence. Now remember, if you are making this to offer for a puja, you would not want to use the almond extract because it contains alcohol. But if you were just making it home, you could use it. If you're using it for offerings, I recommend using the almond essence that they sell at the West Indian store. So this sugar syrup mixture has been boiling for only about 7 minutes at this point. Again, the time is going to vary depending on your stove, the pot you're using, and the amount that you're making. But basically, once you see that it starts to bubble up and it thickens slightly, it's time to start testing it. Now, this is a little bit dangerous, so you have to go ahead and do it as safe as possible. But basically what you're trying to do is take a little bit on your spoon, let it cool down as much as you can, and take a little bit in between your fingers. And then when you see that it pulls one string in between your fingers, that's how you know it's done. And you can see that that's what I'm demonstrating here. You see that it's pulling a little bit of a string. You do not want it to pull more than one string. That means you overcooked it. And you also want to make sure that it's at least sticky, because if it's not sticky at all, then the barfi will not hold. So once the sugar syrup is done cooking, it is time to go in with our crushed almonds. And now right on top of that, we're going to go in with our milk powder. At this point, I also lowered my heat to the lowest heat possible because we do not want this to cook anymore. Once that sugar pulls the one string, you don't want it to overcook, because if it overcooks, it's going to end up crystallizing on you before you even ever have a chance to work with it or form it. So I added in one part of my milk powder, I'm going to add in the other part, and I'm going to mix it in slowly. So this is my favorite way to set my barfi or my fudge whenever I'm making anything like this. I like to take one of my wooden cutting boards. I'll put a nice piece of parchment paper, not wax paper because they're different, on the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the barfi mixture right on top. So I'm putting it down here, and very carefully I'm going to smooth it out. What I did was I took the back of a spoon and I kept dipping it in water and I kept smoothing out the top. You can even take a rolling pin and grease the rolling pin a little bit and roll it out that way as well. There's so many different ways you can do it, so many tools in your kitchen that you can use. Just smooth it out to the best of your ability. And now at this point, we're going to top it with some sliced and crushed almonds as well. And this is what I was mentioning about the parchment paper. I really enjoy using it because you could just fold up the edges, take your rolling pin, and roll it down to get the thickness that you want and also to get the almonds to stick. Again, do not use wax paper for this because the wax paper tends to melt if you put hot mixtures on top. So one thing I will say about this barfi recipe is that it does take a little bit of practice. The first couple of times I made it, I won't lie, it ended up getting a little too hard before I could finally form it into
my shape that I formed it in here. But once you work with it a couple of times, you will get a perfect product every time, and you'll get a nice crumbly and melt in your mouth barfi. But as you can see, it's only been a couple of minutes and it's hardened up beautifully right on top of my counter. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slice it into my desired shape. And this is it. This is the finished almond barfi. I really hope you all enjoyed the video and I hope you give it a try. This right here is the perfect sweet to make if you're having guests or if you're having company. You could even make it the night before if you're having a puja or anything like that. And this is just a great thing to add to your little parsad bags or your sweet parcels or whatever it is that you want it to make.
I really hope you all enjoyed my video today for this almond barfi. I really enjoyed the texture. It was nice and crumbly. It wasn't super chewy and soft. I like it to be a little harder. And the recipe is very versatile as well. You can make this any flavor that you wish and make it as per your own tastes and preferences. And once again, a big shout out to Pandit Kesh over at Puja Mall for sponsoring this video today. Thank you for this awesome outfit. And this outfit right here is a kurta with a vest over it. And if you want outfits like these, or if you want a regular kurta, a regular sherwani, whatever the case may be, Pandit Kesh has it all there at Puja Mall. So make sure you check him out. Check out the sales that they have going on. For my ladies out there, make sure you check out your saris, your lengas, all of that good stuff as well. And of course, all of your puja items. Let them know that Matthew's Guyanese Cooking sent you. I'll have their address here and in the description box down below, as well as on my social media. And if you enjoyed this video today, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. Click the red subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you never miss out on my newest videos. And drop those comments down below and let me know what you'd like to see next. Bye everyone.